Hello and welcome back to Stone Cottage Studios. My name is James Davis and I'm really privileged and excited to have the Imaginaries in for an artist session today. They're going to play 3 songs for us and we're going to have an interview afterwards, so be sure to stick around.
Hey everyone, we're the Imaginaries and we are going to be playing you our newest single called Whole Lotta Livin', featuring Vince Gill on guitar. Here we go.
Woke up today, not a cloud in the sky. The storm must have blew on through. The sun is high and I'm feeling alive. The world belongs to me and you. Lately I've been feeling like we're spinning our wheels, dying for something new. And every day time is ticking away. We got a whole lot of living to do. We got a whole lot of living to do. We'll open up that paper map. Baby, put your finger down. Wherever it lays, that's the plan. Come on, we'll leave it right now. Lately I've been feeling like we're spinning our wheels, dying for something new. And every day time is ticking away. We got a whole lot of living to do. Yeah, we got a whole lot of living to do. Well, we've been putting in the hours, working away, saving up our money for a rainy day. But why wait? Let's celebrate another day of living before it's too late. Lately I've been feeling like we're spinning our wheels, dying for something new. But every day time is ticking away. Lately I've been feeling like we're spinning our wheels, dying for something new. And every day time is ticking away. We got a whole lot of living to do. Yeah, we got a whole lot of loving to do. Yeah, we got a whole lot of living to do. Yeah.
Thank you. Thanks so much. This next song we're going to play for you guys is another new song. It's called Wishing Well. You want to tell them anything about it?
Yeah, so this song was kind of an interesting song. We had this opportunity to be on a pilot episode for kind of a country version of The Voice. And part of the requirement was that we had to have an original song that had not been recorded or released. Mm-hmm. And we had just finished our record, so we pretty much had tapped out all of our original music. And so we actually had to sit down and write the song so we could do an opportunity that we had gotten to be on the show.
Yeah.
A few days later, the pilot was filmed in Nashville. So.
And it's funny because I don't think we would have written the song if it weren't for that opportunity. So it's funny how things work.
Yeah.
Here it goes. It's called Wishing Well. 1, 2, 3.
There's a tale from way back long ago
About how the healing water flows.
The stars showed us the way to go, packed our bags and left for the unknown. But when I found that wishing well, bare my soul, I did tell all the things that were my heart's desire. I took a drink from that wishing well, and to our times we did farewell. Crimson water set my world on fire. That wishing well, that wishing well.
Spirits lifting, now I can see.
Since that holy water covered me, with God as my witness, I testify that I have been set free. bare my soul, I did tell all the things that were my heart's desire. I took a drink from that wishing well, and to our times we bid farewell. Crimson water set my world on fire. That wishing well, that wishing well. Be careful what you say.
Be careful what you pray.
Be careful what you say. It might come true. Wishing well, bare my soul, I did tell all the things that were my heart's desire. I took a drink from that wishing well, and to our times we bid farewell. Cleansing water set my world on fire. Wishing well, that wishing well. Wishing well, that wishing well.
Thank you. Thanks so much. This last song we're going to do for you guys today is another new song. This is actually one of the first sessions we've done playing these new songs, so we're very excited about this new batch of material. We've recorded a new record in Muscle Shoals, Alabama, where we did our first one, and very, very happy to start putting these songs out and for you guys to hear. And this one's called Fever, and it's a song about having the itch to be on the road and just the adrenaline that comes with that. You know, we've been on the road for a few weeks now, and there's this sense of being completely exhausted, but it's also completely exhilarating at the same time.
Yeah.
And that's what this song is about.
And this one too, a pretty cool story on it is we usually have all our music prepared and all the arrangements done before we go in the studio. In this particular song, we had started, kind of set aside, and we got into Muscle Shoals, maybe 2-3 days before the session started.
Mm-hmm.
And we just got inspired, man. I mean, there's so much great music there, and we just wrote the song from our Airbnb.
Yeah, it was
and then
really
we recorded
fun.
it the next day.
Very spontaneous of us. Here we go, it's Fever.
You and me burning up the road, crossing over to a new time zone. Against the wind on the radio, 90 miles an hour feels way too slow. Pedal to the floor, wheels to the pavement, the night's on fire. No turning back, our hearts high wide. No regrets and no mistakes. Burning with a fever we can't break. Gone too crazy, it's time to move. White lines calling, got a lot to prove. And what you get is what you choose. It's a gypsy life for me and you. Pedal to the floor, wheels to the pavement, the night's on fire. No turning back, Heels to the pavement, the night's on fire. No turning back, our hearts out wide. No regrets and no mistakes. Moonlight's guiding us on our way, rolling on down to a new highway. No regrets and no mistakes. We're burning with a fever. We're burning with fever. We're burning with a fever. A fever we can't break.
Thank you.
The Imaginaries, thank you so much for being here at Stone Cottage. Those songs were kick ass.
Thank you
Thanks
so
for having
much.
us. Yeah.
It's great to be here.
Thank you. Would you guys introduce yourselves?
Yeah, my name's Maggie McClure.
Yeah, my name is Shane Henry, and we're a married husband and wife duo from Oklahoma.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
How long have you guys been together for?
We started dating through music. We met through music through the first keyboard player that ever played with me in my band, Jim Robinson. He ended up marrying Maggie's mom, and I knew him years before that, but we connected probably around 2004 or 5. You opened a show for me, actually.
I
years
did.
ago.
We were both solo artists at the time, and we've put out 5 records each, apart from the Imaginaries. And so my stepdad, Jim, at the time, he said, "Hey, would you like to open a show for Shane, this really talented guy I'm playing with?" I said, "Okay." So I showed up and opened for him, and I was very impressed and very it was very obvious. My mom said she saw like hearts floating out of our eyes, and she was like, "Oh no."
We were just babies then, though.
We were. So we've known each other a long time, and music is what brought us together. I don't think we would have met if it weren't for music.
That's so lovely, and no wonder there's such synergy, you
Yeah.
know, in the music and
For sure.
just you two together.
Yeah.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Of course. Would you guys talk to us a little bit about the new music that you're going to be putting out? These songs that you just shared with us are coming out soon.
Yeah.
So a little bit of our back history is, we were doing our solo stuff up until about 2018. We had been living in LA, and through that time we moved out there in 2012, got married in 2011, rented our house, moved from Oklahoma to LA, just both pursuing our dreams. And we had started getting opportunities to like write songs with other artists and to do some stuff for sync licensing. And so we started really collaborating a lot, and we were already, playing acoustic guitar for her gigs and vice versa. So it was kind of an obvious thing for us to do a project together, but we really didn't know how to do it.
Yeah.
And we got this really cool opportunity through a mutual friend, Devin Powers. He introduced us to a guy named John Cunaberti, who was putting on the One Mic series that's sponsored by AEA Ribbon Mics. And what they were doing is they were finding bands to go to Legendary Studios and just to film the band and, record around that one microphone. And we got to go to Muscle Shoals. And how it worked was we both submitted our solo music at the time. And John called and he said, "You guys are great. I love what you're doing, but I only have one slot. Can you guys just do something together?"
Oh, no way.
And it was like this opportunity that we got. So we had written some songs that were a little bit more Americana, a little bit more
Folky.
singer-songwriter-ish,
Yeah.
still with the bluesy influence, but kind of felt like it was a new territory. So we took those songs, we went to Muscle Shoals, did the One Mic series, met all these incredible musicians there that played with us.
Fell in love with Muscle Shoals.
Yeah, we did. and just got fired up and went home and wrote a record. And so we recorded our debut there in 2019, and then went back this past February and started on a new record. So
Yeah. So it's been really cool how this whole process and how everything has happened. It's really exciting, this new music that we have. We've been releasing singles over the past few years. In 2022, we worked on a film that's on Netflix right now and Amazon Prime and anywhere you can watch movies. It's called A Cowgirl Song. And Shane and I wrote and produced the whole soundtrack for that.
Oh
and
my
we had
gosh.
a couple featured songs in that. So we released those as singles and on the soundtrack. And then last year we put out our cover of Stop Dragging My Heart Around, and then Things Are Gonna Be All Right. So, and some holiday songs sprinkled in. But we've been working really hard on finishing this new album and cannot wait to start putting stuff out and for people to hear it. And we're just really proud of how it's turned out. We've got a lot of songs. We got to work with a lot of the same musicians in Muscle Shoals, and we produced it, which is, a blessing and a curse. At some point we have to say, okay, it's done.
Well, music kind of tells you when it's done.
It
though.
does.
Sure.
But we're very excited about the new songs and this new record, and excited to be playing them.
Yeah.
Well, I'm so excited for the new record. After just being introduced to your music with these 3 songs, I just, I look forward to hearing them elevated, in that type of way. And it's just so amazing how the universe works, and how paths get taken and just where it goes and where it flows. You were telling me a little bit about the features that you have on this album. Do you want to speak a little bit? Name drop a little bit?
I would love to share about 2 really special people who are a part of this album. So Vince Gill, we met actually through the movie that we were working on, A Cowgirl Song. One of his mentors early on in his career, Byron Berline, was a friend of ours, and he sadly passed away a couple years ago, but he played fiddle and mandolin on the soundtrack for the film. And I had told Byron that we wanted to talk to Vince about collaborating and being a part of the movie somehow, or the soundtrack. And I asked if he had his manager's phone number or email, and he said, well, no, but I've got Vince's cell phone. I'll send it to you. Just tell him I gave it to you. I said, are you sure? And he said, yeah, just tell him I gave it to you. I'm like, okay. So I called and left him a message, and the rest is history. We've hung out many times in Nashville and gone to see multiple shows and gone to breakfast. And about a year ago, I called. I said, hey, we're in Nashville, and I wanted to see, there's a song on our record that we think you'd be perfect to play guitar on. Would you be up for it? And he hadn't even heard the song. He said, yeah, come on over to the studio. So
crazy.
That
the
was
power
amazing.
Of asking is a real thing.
It really
I think
is.
in our minds we convince ourselves that, like, why would he want to do that? But people that love music want to collaborate, and at any level. So don't be afraid to ask.
Yeah. And then crazy enough, the next day, literally.
Yeah. I've been friends with, my history is I started off doing blues rock years ago and signed with a manager that managed Johnny Lang and Susan Tedeschi, and moved to Minneapolis of all places, which I love, and had a great, 5-year period of time living there and just growing as a musician. But I would open for Joe Bonamassa when he would come through, and he would play like at, I can't remember some of the Caboose and some of the different venues he'd play at. So, we knew each other from early on. And then of course, his career skyrocketed. And when we moved to LA, we reconnected because he lives in LA, has a house in LA. And, just, kind of caught up and see each other a lot in passing and stuff. I'd see him at the Baked Potato and different things. And so we just kind of became friends. And then randomly, he bought an old truck off of me in like 2017, a 1955 Chevy pickup. And anyways, it's just, we've just, we're friends and
we're
one
friends
thing
with all of his band members
sure,
too.
Yeah.
Which
Lamar and Calvin, all the guys, and Josh Smith, all the guys that are in his current band, have played with us on records and live shows. So there's just a lot of synergy there, but we were actually going to hang out because this old truck I sold him, he had a hot rod shop, like go through the truck and do all these things that I would have loved to have done with it, but cost a lot of money, know? And we told him we were going to be in the studio, and he said, well, just bring it over and come by and check out what y'all are doing. And he showed up with an old Strat, and I told him, I said, man, we got the perfect track for you. And he just plugged into my deluxe reverb and turned it up and played this amazing slide solo on a tune.
So literally back-to-back days, we had Vince Gill recording on a song and Joe Bonamassa recording on a song in Nashville. It was wild.
Well, it's a testament to the music, and then it's also a testament to like you two as individuals. Just in the short time that we've spent in the studio, I can just, I feel your guys' passion and your heart for this, and it doesn't surprise me, that type of energy, and that type of skill as you guys portray as well. It's
Aw,
like
thank you.
yeah,
Thank you.
it's big time.
Appreciate that.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
It means a lot.
And this is the first time for me. Is it the first time for you too that you've had guest appearances on a song of this caliber?
Other than my record that I did in 2005, which was a blues rock record I did for Shawnee, we had Kenny Wayne Shepherd on that record, which was pretty cool. And
Right.
still friends with Kenny, and of course the backing band Double Trouble was on that record, and that doesn't suck to have
No.
Stevie Ray Vaughan's rhythm section
That's
on the record.
awesome.
But yeah, this is super cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
That last song you played, it was called Fever, right?
yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to hear that
Yeah.
mixed and produced.
Thank you.
That song, it's how when you cut a record, there's always one or two tracks that feel like they're just, it was worth the whole process just to get that one, because you never know which one's going to turn out. You know what I mean? And that one, just the band and everything, the energy we got, because we cut at Fame this last time in Muscle Shoals, and that was kind of the main studio that started the whole Muscle Shoals sound, and we just got a great take. I think we did like 3 or 4 takes, and just got great energy on that track, and it turned out really, really cool. And the neatest part of it all is we wrote that song 2 days, when we just rolled into Muscle Shoals. The vibe was in the air, and we kind of had this chorus going, and we just banged it out and got it done and cut it like within 2 days of writing it, which was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think you can feel how fresh and exciting it is. You know what I mean? We
Feels
hadn't
right.
overplayed it.
Yeah.
You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Totally.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
we just and we've been filming music videos for the new songs too, and that one is really fun. We're really excited about it.
Well, it's been fun.
Yeah.
Do you have any little info you can give us?
On the videos,
Yeah.
well,
Yeah.
the Fever music video features a car that
Features
Shane
a really cool
rescued.
car. I'm like an old car aficionado. It's like my hobby. I was really, really close with my grandpa, and as early on, he bought me a 1955 Chevy pickup, and we restored it together. And then I moved to Minneapolis, of course, out of high school, and needed money and sold it, that kind of thing. But I've always had a joy of finding these old cars, fixing them, and it's like a passion. I guess wish I could have met Jeff Beck and talked about old cars. But anyways, I rescued a 1969 Mustang Fastback that had been in a barn for literally 40 years. It was last tagged in 1974. And I actually got it home, and we've been busy working on our music and stuff, and it was like an idea that I was going to try to get it running and going. And Maggie goes, man, that'd be so sweet if we could have that for our Fever music video. So it was just like the encouragement I needed.
Yeah.
And
That's
literally
perfect. You're like, all right,
Okay.
game
it
on.
took 3 weeks. I mean, I had to go through the whole entire car, but we got it running and driving.
It was a lot more work than you
and we
expected.
used it in the video. It's super
but he
cool.
got it going,
Oh,
and
that's
it's awesome.
so cool. I look forward to seeing
Yeah,
it.
it's really
Yeah.
rad. Yeah.
Oh, right.
Yeah, it's really fun. We've really enjoyed working with this director in Oklahoma named Reagan Elkins. His company's called Intellego Media, and we've filmed many, many music videos with him, and we've been filming a lot this year with him. It's been really, really fun. We love, when we're writing, we're very visual, and so like writing, recording, I can see the video in my mind of what I think it might be, and it's just a really fun process to get to do that and then see that through and then watch it back and share it with other people. So yeah, it's really fun.
So fun. So exciting.
Thank
Oh.
you.
If there was one more question that I'd ask, I'd like to ask everyone who comes in here, but for each of you, what does music mean for you, and what does it give you in your life? Because obviously, as you guys are both professionals, you're working every single day at this, not just on
Yeah.
writing and making music, but on the whole.
Sure. Well, for me, I was always really, really, really shy growing up, which is kind of ironic now. But I really found comfort in music, and I listened to so much music growing up, and started writing my own songs when I was 8. And I think just finding that form of communication, like things that I couldn't say, I could sing about. And just having everybody has hard times, but my parents got divorced when I was 12, and I remember both of my dad's parents died all around the same time, and it was like, what? And that's such an awkward time anyway. but just really like going to music and diving in and just becoming obsessed with, Sarah McLachlan and Nora Jones and like, these female artists that I aspired to be like. And so music really has had a big part in my life since I was really little, from being able to, learn how to write and learn how to sing and play and write and do all that at the same time, to just being able to relate to these songs and just kind of taking comfort in music. So it's always been there for me. It's been a constant in my life for sure, and I'm very grateful for that. I'm very grateful to get to play music for a living. I really am.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah. So for me, I wasn't good at sports, and I grew up luckily in a household of my dad and my mom and dad just were huge music fans. So there was always great music going, from Steely Dan to Marvin Gaye to whoever, Led Zeppelin, whatever. And I just grew up being blessed to just have a love for music at an early age. I was in a singing group when I was like 7 or 8 before I got interested in guitar, but I just had a pivotal moment when I was probably 11. My dad took me to see Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. And then that following summer, took me to see the B.B. King Festival tour. And it was like B.B. King, Buddy Guy, and Bonnie Raitt. And it was like, just that whole experience just like changed me. I just felt that move in my soul. And I was like, I want a guitar and I want to do that. So for me, it started with just that feeling you get, of just, being immersed in great music. And so I just would come home from school and just shed on the guitar, and singing came later for me. And then, that's kind of how it started, and just been addicted to it ever since. So.
And it's crazy too, because like, to think when we were little, like we were obsessed with our instruments. Like I would play piano all the time, and like he would play guitar. And it's kind of scary to think now, like all the things that a kid could do and spend their time doing. I think we're grateful that we grew up in a time where
there's less distractions.
There was less distractions going on, so that we could focus on our instruments.
Totally.
No internet.
That's real. We could go down a whole nother rabbit hole with that. Yeah. Well, Imaginaries, thank you so much for being here in Stone Cottage and sharing your music and your stories with us.
Thank you very much.
Really, really appreciate it. And thank you to everyone who is supporting Stone Cottage Studios and supporting live music, live virtual music. Big love. Thank you.
Thank you.